Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's Friday. We made it through another week. And just when you think the news is calming down, it's not. Oh, yeah, we got some big news today. A lot of XRP news. We got some XLM news. Let's begin here. This article is titled, Ripple Exploring $7.5 trillion Daily FX Market with automated market makers and liquidity pools. Listen, I love this. I love every second of it. Things are getting bigger and bigger. The realizations are starting to trickle in for a lot of people who didn't believe before. Some people believed before, but they just didn't understand how big everything is getting, from XRP to XLM, H-bar. People starting to come around about H-bar. They're starting to see the vision. Quant gets bigger and bigger. Let's read this little tidbit here. It says a Ripple director has confirmed that the payment firm, like the Bank for International Settlements, is exploring ways to tap into the $7.5 trillion daily FTX market. We continue to talk about the trillions and trillions of dollars. Yeah. So we're talking all this capital from Nostro, loosening up all that trap capital. We're talking about a lot of value from tokenization of everything. We're talking about a lot of value to just B2B, regular business to business transactions. We're talking about a lot of value from the banks. And then we have things like this. You tell me, is the future looking bright or not? It says here, this disclosure came via Joe Valono, Ripple's director for CBDC business development, in an online meeting. During the session, discussants elaborated on BIS's Project Mariana. Remember that? This is why it's important to keep up with these projects. They just mentioned Helvetia the other day. Helvetia Phase 3. Did you see that article? See, I'm dropping gems. By the way, don't forget, if you like this content, please smash that like button, click that like button. And if you haven't already, we're on the march to 100K subscribers. That's right. Shoot for the stars. Aim for the moon. 100K subscribers, subscribe on the channel and join the journey. That way, when you get champion of the day and stuff like that, your legend only grows. The more people on the channel, the more people see your name, the more legendary you become. We all grow together. See that? We all been growing together. Yeah. It says here, the BIS launched Project Mariana to envision how trading and settling FX could evolve in a tokenized world. In a clip announcing the project, the Bank for International Settlements stated that the largest financial market globally is the foreign exchange market. Muy linda, mi gente. We're going to dominate. They can't compete with us. They can't compete with XRP. They can't compete with XLM. They're telling you themselves. They don't even have interoperability. They're so pathetic in the legacy system. We'll take their money, but that doesn't mean I have to like them. I don't. I'm just going to take their money. It says here, this market experiences a daily trade volume of $7.5 trillion. With Project Mariana, the BIS believes the prospect of a tokenized new financial system to revolutionize current markets is imminent. It's imminent. I told you, they're telling. People don't see it coming, and they're building it rapidly. They're taking over while all the other people run away. Isn't that interesting? They'll come back later for scraps as usual. I won't. Oh no, I have a place at the table. We all do here. Yeah. Oh yeah. And we're going to feast. Just my humble opinion. Not financial advice, folks. All right. So notably, the project is a joint venture with the central banks of France, Singapore, and Switzerland. Let's scroll down here. Give me more of how Ripple is involved. What Ripple is talking about. Here it is. Ripple director confirms Ripple's exploration. Commenting on Project Mariana, Ripple director Joe Valono remarked that it is a captivating initiative that Ripple is currently delving into. What? Oh, and did you expect me to not smile? You know I like that. That's money. Oh, yeah. Money, 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 money. Quote, Project Mariana is a fascinating body of work, and it's something Ripple, in parallel, is exploring. We'll stop right there. Let's move on. We have other big news here. Let's not leave anything out. Let's not leave any stone unturned. Oh, that's very funny when you find out what the XLM chapter is about. Yeah, no stone unturned, they say. Right. It says here, this next article is titled, Ripple President Makes Big Statement on Crypto. Let's scroll up here. I say scroll up because they put me in the middle of the page. I don't know why. Some websites do that to me. When I click through on the links from Google, it just puts me in the middle of the website. I'm guessing that's where there's the section that they post on Google came from, and they take you to that section, right? It says here, Ripple president makes big statement on crypto. A lot of big things happening before 2024. A lot of major things happening. Says here, Monica Long, president of Ripple, was recently featured in the New York Times special series where she highlighted the potential of cryptocurrencies to transform finance and the global economy. But why now? With all this big news coming out from the BIS, the IMF, AMFIF also, those who know. If you know, you know. AMFIF, we could go on and on and on, right? Why now? Right. And then the first article is very telling. Ripple's in deep. XRP is in deep. Let's keep going. They're telling. She mentioned the quote, cryptoization, unquote, of developing economies, where people have begun to prefer cryptocurrencies to local currencies due to macroeconomic instability. But what does that mean? What does that imply? That most places that have a currency that is greatly in flux at any moment, the people will turn to crypto, right? It's their most easily accessible alternative. Keep that in mind for the future. It says here, macroeconomic instability and lax inflation controls. The Ripple president mentioned that in Argentina, Zimbabwe, and more recently, Nigeria, people are increasingly flocking to crypto or US dollar-backed, quote, stable coins, unquote, for savings and purchases rather than their volatile home currencies. So we're even dominating in that arena. I mean, I believe in the future we're going to have ultimate domination, but to each his own. You have to make up your own mind about that. Argentina, Zimbabwe, Nigeria are all dealing with the same issue, rising inflation. Keep that in mind in the future as well, in case we see a hyperinflationary environment. Rising inflation is reducing consumers' purchasing power. Local currencies are rapidly losing value, resulting in increased acceptance of cryptocurrencies. This is one of the reasons why it seems that a lot of the lawmakers are trying to corral the West into staying on a sinking ship, right? They try to constrain crypto so much. There is a reason for that, because at some point, if things got worse, then crypto definitely is a delicious alternative to the terrible fiat currencies and the legacy system, which pushes them forward. It says here, long as that this trend underlies the simple fact that the current financial infrastructure may be too, quote, fractured. This is where interoperability comes from. We can pull everything together. We are the only ones that can link everything together. XRP, XLM, Quant, Flare is in there as well. Chainlink, all these connector pieces. The smart contract platforms like HBAR, Hedera, Algorand, Solana, on and on. I mean, there's enough money to go around, and we are dominating now, and we're going to dominate in the future. They're too fractured. They can't go against us. They can't. Although they try. Quote, fractured, slow, and expensive to serve growing global commerce, unquote. I do wish they would use similar verbiage. Like they switch their verbiage every few months. First, now they're saying fractured. Before they were saying siloed was the term that they were using. Siloed just means that their systems don't connect to anything else. They're pretty much in a desert, right? It says here, However, this is poised to change with the rise of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. Long believes that the financial rails may and will become internet native, offering greater accessibility and affordability to financial services for everyone. According to the Ripple president, the continuous shift from analog to digital first in the realm of financial infrastructure has the potential to profoundly revolutionize how commerce is conducted. Let's stop there. Let's get on to this little bit of XLM news, because see, what we're delving into, we're tearing apart the veil and digging into what the future could possibly be like. What does the information indicate that's out there about these chains say about the future, and where the minds who are building and utilizing the technology and putting big money behind it, what are the minds that are doing that? Where are they heading? Right. This article here is from blockworks.co. This is a Stellar XLM related article. It shows that what I said before about companies starting small with Stellar and then going big later is true. This is coming from Wisdom Tree. Once again, if you haven't already, please click that like button, smash that like button, and subscribe. Every Stellar enthusiast, if you subscribe and you like, I'm going to keep on digging and digging and digging. Keep me fired up. Keep me motivated. It begins here. It says Wisdom Tree is seeking to take advantage of what its CEO called an, quote, early mover status in tokenization, unquote. Remember, Wisdom Tree Prime app built on Stellar. Never forget that. This is major. It says following the launch of its blockchain-enabled consumer app, Wisdom Tree Prime. Executives at the firm, which manages roughly $97 billion, said expanding. Pay close attention to this part here, folks. This is going to be important for the future. This next 2 years is going to get interesting for Stellar. It says, they said expanding the reach and capabilities of the product released earlier this month is a major second half focus. So this whole second half, they've been working. If they've kept their word, then they've been working hard to expand those capabilities of something built on Stellar, this huge company, Wisdom Tree. I wonder how far they've gotten. Do you believe that maybe we'll hear some updates in 2024? Maybe 2025? I think 2024. Who knows? But there may be something to see from this. There may be a gain from this. Let's keep going. They say more. The company first previewed its plans for the app Wisdom Tree Prime in January 2022. Upon launch, the app was available in 21 states, with the firm looking to add additional locations in the coming months. Wisdom Tree Prime currently runs 9 digital funds. You're starting out small. With share ownership records kept on the Stellar or Ethereum blockchains, as well as dollar and gold tokens, Bitcoin and Ether. It says, quote, we will look to leverage our multi-year head start, which means what? Once again, no matter how long people have been here and how impatient they are, we are still in the nascent phase, the baby stages, baby steps. This is how the multi-million dollar companies, multi-billion dollar companies are looking at it. They have a multi-year head start. So how much more of a head start do we have? You see that? We will look to leverage our multi-year head start because they haven't even begun the tokenization of everything yet. We haven't really gotten started yet. We're so in advance of things. It's mind blowing, but to each his own. You got to make up your own mind about that. It says multi-year head start through additional products. So there's more to come with the Prime ecosystem, but also explore potential third-party distribution opportunities as well, unquote. Wisdom Tree CEO Jonathan Steinberg said on a Friday earnings call. Also, I hope everybody who is in the members only section has been enjoying those early access releases that I've been doing this week. That you get to see the videos first before everybody else, hear the information first, make comments first, possibly get champion of the day things. So, I've been trying to really keep up with that. So now it says additional features such as peer-to-peer transfers and payments are in the works. Bring it, Wisdom Tree. We're ready. Let me say that again. That's huge. That's major from a company like Wisdom Tree that has major pull, major push, major influence. You hear them talking about Wisdom Tree when they're speaking about the Bitcoin ETF, right? Right alongside Valkyrie, BlackRock, Franklin Templeton, all those people, ARK Invest, right? This is huge. Once again, additional features such as peer-to-peer transfers. Now, let me ask you, what type of people are dealing with Wisdom Tree that could be doing peer-to-peer transfers? There's a lot of big money people dealing with Wisdom Tree. But let's go here. It says Will Peck, Wisdom Tree's head of digital assets, noted the app's, quote, ambitious product roadmap, unquote. Though he shared few specifics. One focuses making U.S. floating rate notes or gold, quote, more like currency, unquote. Do you hear how they're talking? This is big plan stuff. This is big idea stuff. It says allowing it to be more transactable via debit cards, for example. And didn't I say this? Because a lot of us who've been into gold for a long time have talked about the gold cards. And I was speaking earlier this year about a time period that I believe will come where gold cards will become mainstream and people can spend their gold easily, just from their cards. Well, the value from their gold. All right, so we're going to stop there. I could go deeper. I mean, look, all these articles I'm doing on Stellar lately and documents go very, very deep. But we're going to break it up into pieces. But I'm going to leave that on your table there. Let's go here. We have a little bit more XRP news. So, more big XRP news. This is from Cointelegraph.com. And it is titled, Ripple issues white paper on CBDCs, reiterates belief in their potential. But why? What do they have that they're sitting on? What do they have that they're working on behind the scenes that makes them so filled with zeal about CBDCs? They know they can connect everything. They know that the CBDC systems are siloed and need a connector piece. A bridge currency. Remember, they used to always say that about XRP. That's going to come in handy. That's going to be major. It says the white paper states that CBDCs help expand financial inclusion. There goes that financial inclusion again. Just a veil, just a smoke screen so they can get in and include themselves in everyone's money. Streamlining cross-border payments and reinforcing monetary policy control. That's also important. It says here, Ripple has doubled down on its public support for CBDCs in a new white paper. The 23-page document was released by the blockchain-based digital payments company on December 14th. And Ripple explains the basics of CBDCs, their attractiveness, risks, and barriers to widespread adoption. The white paper claims CBDCs help expand financial inclusion, streamline cross-border payments, and reinforce monetary policy control. It also states, quote, CBDCs are needed to support the most significant positive impacts of asset tokenization, an increasingly targeted mechanism for transforming tangible assets into digital tokens stored on the blockchain. It says here, among the barriers to adoption, Ripple highlights the absence of a uniform global regulatory framework for CBDCs. Other factors include a lack of end user adoption. There's going to be a massive push at some point in the next few years for end user adoption. And I think it's going to take the world by storm. It'll start with the big companies. They'll push it everywhere. They'll push it in their advertisements, their verbiage. And then obviously it trickles down from there, right? It says, quote, little to no, quote, consumer education. That's another thing, but that will come through, I think, a lot of advertising. They'll put it in everything. To make the people adopt these things, they'll put it in everything. And only the wise will probably go the other way, dabble in this a little bit as needed, right? Just like the legacy system now, a lot of people don't participate fully, but they dabble in it a little bit just when they need to. So fears about privacy and security protections, digital identity verification, lack of interoperability among CBDCs. And that's the important part. You hear it? So they're telling you now. I've been saying this because of things that I've been reading from the BIS, OMFIF, IMF, all these different documents, all these big companies, Atlantic Council as well. They don't have interoperability. and who's going to connect them. That's where XRP comes in. That's where Stellar comes in. That's where Quant comes in, Chainlink, Flare, etc. It says here, oh, let me not forget to say XDC, but XDC is in trade finance. They have so much going on in their own realm that I don't need to always say them. But if I don't mention XDC, some people will believe that either I don't know about XDC because I haven't mentioned it, they haven't seen it, we have a lot of new people, or I'm not bullish on XDC when I'm super bullish on XDC. We'll talk about that another time. It says, however, the authors of the white paper believe these issues, quote, aren't unsolvable. Yes, because they have the solution, XRP, XRPL-based systems, liquidity, right? Let's go here. We're going to close out. We're going to close out with a little bit of gold news. But I'm going to post the other articles in the members only section for those who want to read, all right? Who want to read them. So now, this article here is titled, Shoppers Snap Up $100 million in gold bars. By the way, I'm proud of the people. Yeah, not digital. They went with the gold bars. That's what I like. From Costco in the last quarter. Now, when Costco began selling gold, I wanted to see how that was going to play out. I always ask myself, why would people go to Costco? But it's easy. It's easier, right? If they have them right on the spot, right there. But I always said I would rather people go to somewhere reputable like AppMex or something like that. You know, you got a lot of reputable gold sources out there. But anyway, this is pretty good because it shows that people do have some knowledge of gold. They have an appetite for gold, and the more readily you make it available, they will come by. So it says here, shoppers are turning to a lesser known gold retailer for their precious metal needs. Driving the news, the company sold $100 million in gold bars in its first quarter ending November 26. Costco CFO Richard Galanti said during an earnings call on Thursday. And this is going to spread gold knowledge, gold education more as well, because people are going to come home. They're going to talk to their family members, maybe some of their friends, although I don't recommend telling people you have gold bars. Like, I don't think that's wise. The same way I don't think it's wise to tell people out and about that you have crypto of any kind whatsoever, right? Bad things can come from that, but they'll talk to their family members as such and educate them on the protective value of gold, right? The protective aspects of precious metals. And so then that brings more people to the gold market, especially with all these, crazy things happening in this day and age with the banks and with other things, right? People are going to need somewhere to store their value, protect their value, and maybe even make a little bit on top. So this is pretty good. This is really good stuff here. It says the retailer sells 1 ounce gold bars for just over $2,000 a pop with a limit of 2 bars per Costco membership per the online store. It says, yes, but the bars usually sell out hours after being posted on the retailer's online store. The 1 ounce gold bar Pamp Swiss. Oh, okay. So they have Pamp Swiss. Pamp Swiss Lady Fortuna Veriscan was available on site Friday. All right. So this is really good stuff for gold. Nothing major in my humble opinion, but I like to keep up with everything that's going on with gold and as well as silver and platinum. I'm still waiting on those banks. Oh man. Did you see what happened to that bank the other day? Quote unquote, it has something happened to it. I don't know, some technical glitch or something. It went down for like an hour or two and the people couldn't get their money. Did you see that? Interesting, isn't it? Right. Too many technical glitches, too many hacks over the years. I almost thought we had another bank go down completely but they resolved it pretty quickly. Pretty quickly. I know for the people that had their money locked up in the system, I know it didn't feel like it was quick, but keep an eye on those banks. Now that's what I'm looking for to really skyrocket gold's value when more banks go down. And I have an article related to something like that here. I'm going to post something, and I'm telling you, I'm going to post this in the members only section. Make sure it's not just the videos. Got to go over to the channel's members only section, or sometimes I guess it pops up on the homepage in your home feed. And there's sometimes a lot of articles sometimes that I post. Very potent stuff, in my humble opinion. So Now that you have all that information, what are you going to do with it? I hope every single one of you has a very fantastic night or morning whenever you're going to be watching this. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much, everyone, for clicking that like button. Thank you, everyone, so much for subscribing to the channel. We are growing together. So until next time, let's get to the money.